Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to another EBTV sports presentation. Tonight from J. Doyle Field here in East Brunswick, it is football as we introduce the 2006 season as East Brunswick takes on Piscataway in a Greater Middlesex Conference Red Division game. This is Jimmy Allinder being joined by Richie Whalen. And Richie, we've got a game here between two teams, both undefeated. This is going to be a good test tonight for East Brunswick. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so. East Brunswick has got off to a great start. They really demolished Perth Amboy in the first game, and then had a tough Woodbridge team, which they were able to beat 13-6. So they come into this game 2-0. And Piscataway, if you've been following high school football for the last few years, has really dominated Central Jersey Group 4. So this is going to be a tough test for East Brunswick tonight.
And when you talk about beating Woodbridge, that's the common opponent because Piscataway has also beaten Woodbridge, and they've also won two other games. They're 3-0 coming into this game.
Right. Piscataway actually beat Woodbridge 21-6, and East Brunswick beat them 13-6. So if you look at that, you'd say that this should be a pretty good game. And Piscataway also beat Hillsborough, and they also beat South Brunswick so far.
So we look at the strengths of each team. What has East Brunswick done to make that undefeated record so far?
Well, a little surprisingly, first game they put up 57 points, and they had a little bit of trouble last year scoring. Second game was a little bit more of a defensive struggle where they only put up 13 points but held Woodbridge to 6. So I think their defense has really played well this year. In the two games, they've only given up 18 points total. I think they're going to have to do a good job today defensively. Piscataway has a really big line, quarterback that's going to Maryland. We talked about it earlier, one of the best offensive linemen in the country for Piscataway, so they're going to defensively have to be able to shut them down and then be able to put up at least a few points in order to win the game tonight.
Absolutely, and talking about some of the names, Tony Logan is that quarterback for Piscataway. Anthony Davis, ranked the #1 offensive lineman recruit, hasn't committed yet in the country for high school football, and quite a cast of characters, size, speed. Piscataway has it all. Certainly, this is going to be East Brunswick's biggest test so far this year. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I really think so. And just of note with East Brunswick, their quarterback, Randall Nixon, has really done an excellent job this year, both running and throwing the ball. Sergio Garcia has made some big plays for East Brunswick. And I really look for maybe a name to keep in mind tonight. Bobby Taco has done some good things defensively and returning kicks and doing some little things, so I'd look for him as well.
Okay, well, before we get run over by the Piscataway marching band, we're going to bail out for a second and be back with the kickoff right after this. All right, we are back here at J. Doyle Field, just about ready to begin this game between East Brunswick and Piscataway. And you see the captains for the teams out there. There, Richie is number 70, that humongous Anthony Davis we were talking about.
Yeah, you get a real good look at that with the close-up there.
Randall Nixon, number 7. Boy, he's grown.
Yeah.
Look at his size.
Yeah, they have him in the program here, 6'1", 207.
Well, okay. He really does look. I was noticing him on the sidelines, and seems to tower over a lot of the other players. And then, of course, Sergio Garcia, number 34. Another excellent player.
Yeah, he had a big touchdown for East Brunswick on a screen pass, and then had a fumble to kind of ice the game away against Woodbridge last week.
Have to watch some of these running backs. Anthony Scott, and I understand that Barry Gerard is another feature back.
And although I wouldn't think they would have to do it too much with their line, Terrence Fox is a good receiver for them as well.
Yep. So a lot of eyes on this game. This is the Central Jersey Home News Game of the Week, and rightly so. Piscataway coming into this game ranked number 3 in the state by the Newark Star-Ledger, the #1 public school in the state after St. Peter's of Jersey City and Don Bosco Prep. So the Bears will have their hands full, and knowing Marcus Borden, he's not going to shy away from these types of opportunities.
No way, no way.
But we'll keep our eyes on the line for East Brunswick and see how, durable they can be, and whether or not it's going to be a battle of attrition where they sort of wear out.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the coaches before the game, and they told me that number 72 for East Brunswick, Chris Santiago, one of his jobs today was just going to kind of stand up Anthony Davis and kind of just not worry about anything else, but just kind of make his life miserable today and see if he could fill that gap. So we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Bobby Toko, you mentioned him, Richie, one of the deep backs along with Peter Zhang, number 21. Kicking off will be number 25 for Piscataway. That is Coleman Petit. And we are underway here. We have a whistle. Usually indicates that offside penalty. A little over anxious, obviously.
Just looking at the crowds on both sides, thought it might be a little bit better, especially with a nice night out.
Oh, Rich, yeah, I can tell you from past experience, East Brunswick football crowds are very late arriving. By the end of this first half, I expect these stands to be filled. You watch.
Okay.
All right, they're going to back up Piscataway 5 yards due to that offside, and Petit will kick off from his own 35.
Papers were also talking about today how Piscataway plays Sayreville next week, which is, a big game in the county that possibly they could be looking ahead there. I wouldn't be looking ahead with, a 2-0 East Brunswick team, though.
A high kick taken by Toko. Taco, is it?
Taco, right.
He's nailed right around the 23-yard line, and that is where the Bears will begin. So we'll see if we can set you up. Rich, appreciate any help from you in terms of the numbers on the lines. One of the difficulties sometimes is that there's a lot of shadows at J. Doyle Field, so you don't really get a grasp on some of these numbers. Nixon at quarterback. You'll see him run a lot. With the ball now, elects to keep it and turns it upfield. Nice run.
East Brunswick will take that all day, a run like that. I'll just go through the starting offensive line here for East Brunswick.
Terrific.
Number 79, Jeremy Bloom is a guard. Number 78, Nick Zutza, offensive tackle. Number 52, Kevin Norris is the other tackle.
Right.
Number 72, Chris Santiago is the other guard. And the center for East Brunswick is number 76, Tommy Correa.
Okay, we're going to give Nixon a gain of about 7 yards, I would say.
Almost 8, right?
Okay, so we'll make it second and 2. Nixon again keeps up the middle, gets good yards, and right off, this is not a game of overpowering anyone. It's more deception, Rich.
Exactly, and from last year, I can remember Randall Nixon. He, just from looking at these two plays here, he's doing a much better job, much smoother, reading the defense a lot better, and right now East Brunswick's doing a nice job moving the ball.
That is a first down for the Bears. Ball resting on the 41-yard line. Just underway here at J. Doyle Field. 11 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score. You see Davis towering over center. We'll keep an eye on him. Nixon. He has it. And again, a nice sizable chunk of yard. The secret to gaining yards on Piscataway, Rich, has to be don't try to move them out, but try to fool them.
Exactly.
So Nixon gets 6 yards, and he has been the exclusive ball carrier for the Bears. 2nd and 4. East Brunswick keeping the ball on the ground. That's Nixon one more time. And this time Piscataway sort of wrestles him down after a short gain, so it'll be the 3rd down. After a while, you can only keep using Nixon
Yeah,
exclusively, and this time Piscataway was right on them.
These are the type of situations that East Brunswick needs to be able to get these third and shorts. This is about third and a long yard here.
Exactly.
In order to beat this team.
I wouldn't be surprised if Nixon keeps the ball here.
Yeah, I would do that. One thing a little surprising defensively, Piscataway, I would have 8 or 9 guys in the box against East Brunswick, and daring to East Brunswick is not going to put the ball up too much tonight.
Okay. You say that authoritatively, as if you know something. There's a give up the middle, and I think
that should do it.
Yeah, they have enough for a first down.
Good second push by the offensive line there, East Brunswick.
Right. So the second first down for the Bears puts the ball into Piscataway territory. 9 minutes to go in this first period, no score. East Brunswick took this opening drive from its own 27-yard line, I believe, and has advanced the ball into Piscataway territory.
And if you're East Brunswick, just the mere fact of getting a couple first downs, moving that clock, shortening the game out is to their advantage right now.
Nixon will call signals. He takes, looks over the middle, thought about it. Now he passes it out to the flat where Zhang has room, and he is, I believe, he has enough for another first down.
Yeah, got about 15 there. And the thing I like about that, East Brunswick run. A nice, safe pass out in the flat there. It was a good mix-up right there. Also like it. I like that play on first down. Team, it really expects you to run the ball there.
Well, Richie, you had mentioned that Piscataway would do well to bring everybody up, and they did to a certain extent, and that's what made that pass open.
Right.
Another first down for the Bears inside the 34-yard line. Nixon, he keeps it, looks for some room, has some, drives forward, gets some good yards, about 5, I would say. So a gain of 5 will make it 2nd and 5.
Just anyone, too, a fan, just observe the difference in body language right now. East Brunswick is real and enthusiastic. Piscataway kind of looks like they're going through the motions a little bit here.
Good point, Richie. 2nd and 5. Well, it may be 2nd and 4. That was a 6-yard gain. Nixon keeps it himself, finds some room, and he's going to be close to that first down marker. Again, taking what the defense will give you. 3rd, and they're going to actually measure this.
Now, one of the East Brunswick last year also started the year off 2-0 and then lost 8 in a row. One of the problems they had last year was they at times moved the ball pretty well. Then they have a bad penalty or a turnover. So, right now they're moving the ball down the field. This is really where you have to be careful with the ball.
Yeah. Richie, I think it's fair to say that there was a lot of distractions last year.
That should probably added to it as well.
Yeah, sometimes a little hard to concentrate on the game, although I know that Marcus Borden would never use that as an excuse. So it is 3rd and, well, probably less than half the distance of the football, length of the football.
This might just be a sneak here.
Give up the middle to Garcia. He has enough. Boy, you're right. That surge by the defense is really exceptional. Piscataway's playing a little chippy right now. They need to watch themselves. So far, the officials are letting them play, but sooner or later, they're going to start talking. That is the 4th first down for the Bears in this drive that started on their own 27, has consumed 5 minutes thus far. Ball is on the 23-yard line as Nixon calls signals. Garcia the lone setback. Now Zhang comes around. Nixon looks same play as before, except he let him a little too much.
Yeah, got a little too cute with the pass there. Just had to get in the ball, let him a little bit too much, like you said.
Yeah. So that's an incomplete pass on the first down, making it 2nd down and 10. Clock stops with 6:46 to go in the first period. East Brunswick has had the ball the entire first quarter. There is no score. Nixon has it. He has room. Dodges one tackle, gets down to about the 10-yard line, and that should be enough for another East Brunswick first down. Well, let's see where they mark it now. They might have to measure.
Yes, it's close.
Yeah. They're going to give it to him. First down. It's outside the 10-yard line, so the Bears conceivably could get another first down before they get into the end zone. But they're marching the ball rather smartly this time.
I'll tell you, Piscataway just looks a little tentative and unsure, like they were not expecting East Brunswick to be doing this offensively. East Brunswick's doing a great job here.
First down, and it's primarily Randall Nixon. Nixon keeps it up the middle, gets hit, and probably about a 3-yard. Even when he doesn't appear that he's getting a lot of yards, he's still managing 3-4. Tells you what the East Brunswick offensive line is doing.
Exactly. One thing too, Nixon's been keeping the ball. I've just been watching. There's really, at least I haven't seen the last couple times, no one really on that pitch man. So I think that might be something that's going to be open as well.
Okay. Sure, the East Brunswick coaching staff is observing as well. Gain of 4, making it 2nd and 6. Ball on the 8-yard line. Nixon gives it up the middle. Down to about the 5-yard line. That was Garcia. He makes about 3 yards on the play, so it'll be 3rd down, and Piscataway is going to call timeout here. Coach Higgins, Dan Higgins, is sensing that this is a very important stop right here that Piscataway needs to make.
I like the timeout. I probably personally would have called it maybe a little bit earlier after maybe the second or third or fourth first down that East Brunswick has, but I like it. Calm them down a little bit, regroup.
You know, East Brunswick does have their own quality receiver in Eric Eckhart.
Yeah, he had a nice year last year, and you know, is a nice target around here because he's also a pretty big guy as well.
So number 28, we'll keep our eyes on him if he's in the game.
This is you know, interesting territory. We have about a 3rd and 3 here. Be interesting to see if East Brunswick doesn't get this first down here. You know, depending on the yardage they have left, do they try to kick the field goal here? Do they go for it?
We shall find out. The way they're moving the ball right now, may not need to make that decision. Again, it's all deception thus far. Randall Nixon looking at what he has in front of him and then finding that open hole and getting the yards. So a 3rd and 3 for East Brunswick here. 5:01 to go in the first period. East Brunswick has had the ball all the way. Here's Nixon. He's got it. He makes that cut inside.
He's in.
And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Didn't need that first down after all.
No.
Wow, what a nice drive that was for East Brunswick. Primarily Randall Nixon running the ball, occasionally giving the ball off to Sergio Garcia, one time connecting on a pass to Peter Zhang, but that was a very, very confident type of drive for East Brunswick.
A statement drive right there.
There you go. And mind you, with 4:54 left in this first quarter, Piscataway has yet to touch the ball. So you got Ryan Ross doing the extra point duties for East Brunswick, being held by Mike Kellerman. Snap is up, and a kick is through. So East Brunswick jumps out to a 7-0 lead. That was a very, very nice drive, Rich. We've mentioned it a couple times, but it seems to me that Piscataway is the team that needs to make the adjustments here now.
Definitely. East Brunswick just slapped them in the face now, and Piscataway needs to respond.
Well, you know what? A good hint that maybe these teams aren't as different in terms of quality was that Woodbridge game where Piscataway won 21-6 and East Brunswick won 13-6. That's only a 1 touchdown difference when you think about it.
You're right. You're right. Tell you what, this definitely gives East Brunswick a lot of confidence here. That you can't ask for something better. First of all, they take up, all that time on the clock. There's under 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
That's really something. And that's what Marcus Borden said before the game. We have to control the ball, keep Piscataway off the field.
Exactly.
And they've done so in their first drive. All right, Bears will kick off. You've got that one Terrence Fox that you talked about back deep, along with, again, the numbers are very hard to see. I think that's Barry Gerard, the deep back, picked up by Fox, and they got him. Good gang tackling by the Bears. Puts Fox on the ground and around the Piscataway 38. That is where the Chiefs will begin. They will be quarterbacked by senior Tony Logan. Rich mentioned that he's already been given a scholarship offer to the University of Maryland. Now, I remember this guy when he was a freshman for Bishop R and then transferred over. He's big, he's quick, and there he is. And East Brunswick does a good job. And again, Piscataway's playing with a little bit of an attitude right now. Davis in particular is
I don't really get the call. A little like draw there. I would go right behind number 70 there every time and pound the ball.
Well, okay, there's an official timeout on the field. Number 33 is coming off for East Brunswick. That would be Justin Price. Equipment issue, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
Apparently his mouthpiece. And those are preparation details that the head coach does not like happening, where a player has to come out of the field because of an equipment issue. Second down, loss of 3 on that play, making it 2nd and 13 for Piscataway. Logan looks to me like he's got an end around, and he's got some room here. This is Terrence Fox. He's got some room. There's a nice block. Springs Fox, and they drag him down on about the 10-yard line. But that's the type of explosiveness that this Piscataway team has. It was a simple end-around play, and East Brunswick was just caught.
Good saving tackle there by Russ Dubov, number 86.
So Fox doesn't have to have the ball thrown to him in order to get involved in the offense.
And that's the thing with the Piscataway team. All it takes sometimes for them is one play. And
ball on the 13-yard line, first down for the Chiefs. Logan will give it to Gerard. And a nice tackle in the backfield by Garcia, who cut through that offensive line.
Yeah, great tackle.
I'm trying to decide whether or not Garcia is more impressive offensively or defensively. He brings a lot to both sides of the ball.
And I remember seeing him in the weight room a lot in the summer, really working hard. So there's a credit to him for putting in the time as well to get himself physically in the shape that he's in.
East Brunswick with a 7-0 lead with 3:18 left to go in this first quarter. Piscataway facing a 2nd and 11. Logan at quarterback. Going to keep the ball himself. He has nowhere to go and runs out of bounds. I'm not sure he even got back to the line of scrimmage on that.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice job by number 19 there, containing them and just doing his job. Just ran out of room there.
And a loss of about a yard makes it 3rd down now and 13. So Piscataway, after that long end around by Terrence Fox, is marching backwards here in 2 plays. I have a feeling this would be 2-down territory for Piscataway anyway.
Yeah, I don't know much about their kicker and if they even want to settle for that.
All right, here we might watch Fox as a receiver. Logan looks for Terrence Fox. Fox slips.
Slipped.
Almost intercepted. You knew they were going to look for him.
Yeah, they actually have also a 6'6" receiver on the other side, so that's another option that they have.
Is that number 6?
I believe so.
He's towering out there. And number 9 isn't small either.
Yeah, that's Russ Hopkins, 6'6", 205.
There you go.
I'm a little surprised. Piscataway almost like more of a finesse game offensively.
Yeah.
You know?
Instead of grinding it out.
Exactly.
Okay, so you have that number 6 Hopkins as to the far right. Fox is to the left. East Brunswick spread out as well. They know it's going to be a pass. Logan drops it, just throws it up, and incomplete. I guess a little too far from our angle for Fox, and East Brunswick holds.
Yeah, I thought actually he got his hand. It looked like he got his hands on the ball, but just didn't come down with it.
So Piscataway, after advancing the ball down to the 13-yard line, loses the ball on downs, and East Brunswick will take over with 2:44 left to go in the first period. You know, Piscataway really only had the ball for about 1 minute of playing time.
Yeah, not much.
All right, let's see if East Brunswick stays with Nixon primarily as the ball carrier. That's him with the ball. He has room. Nothing fancy, nothing different. He will get, I'm going to say, 6 yards on that play. I'll tell you what's really interesting about this type of offense. Piscataway is just going to creep up, and eventually Nixon's just going to pull back on that and throw it long.
Yeah, it could happen.
Second and 4. Nixon gives it up the middle, and look at them drive forward. Boy, who would have thought that?
They are bossing them around right now.
Exactly.
In the trenches here.
And you see Piscataway getting frustrated. Davis, again, just pushing his blocker away from him after the play was over.
5 yards, good for an East Brunswick Bears first down.
Another first down for East Brunswick. Maybe I should have been keeping track of those.
Probably number 6 or 7 at least, right?
Oh, at least.
They had 6 in that first drive.
They had 5 or 6 in the first drive. 1:30 left to go. East Brunswick already up 7-0. With it is Nixon, but they got him this time.
Yeah, I think maybe that read he should have gave the ball to Garcia there.
Scott, number 9, the defensive end, was able to make that tackle. So we'll call it no gain on that play. It will be.
Second down and 9.
No, I guess there was a loss on that. I'll take it back.
Yeah, I think that was the first bad decision by Nixon there.
Under a minute to play in the first quarter. East Brunswick ahead 7-0. They're with the ball. They're facing their first 3rd and long. And Piscataway, I believe, jumped. In high school football, it's who crosses the line first, and the whistle is blown. So East Brunswick, I believe, is going to get 5 yards out of this.
They should.
That is the call. So what was a 2nd and 9 now becomes a more manageable. Well, is it 3rd down, Rich?
Second down.
It is 2nd.
Yep.
Okay.
That will bring up a 2nd down and 4 from the East Brunswick.
This is probably
thought it was a 3rd down before, but obviously wrong. So it's 2nd and 4 for East Brunswick as they continue to drive. Clock continues to run as well. Nixon thinks about it, slipped though before he was able to cut it upfield.
And I like that decision. He could have pitched the ball there, but you don't want to take any chances here the way East Brunswick's moving the ball.
Right, and looks like the clock is going to run down to end this first period with East Brunswick surprisingly in front, 7-0 over Piscataway.
And even the thing that's more surprising for me is not that they're up 7-0, which I'm a little surprised that it's a way that they did it.
Exactly.
Taking a 70-plus yard drive and just kind of pounding it down Piscataway's defense. Very impressive.
Well, I think the Chiefs have some thinking to do and some talking to do at this first quarter as this first quarter is over. Whatever's going on in the trenches, East Brunswick's winning that battle, and then that is what's most surprising to me.
I agree with you, Jimmy.
We have a rather spirited press box here tonight, expressing equal surprise. And I mentioned that the crowd would be coming in.
You're right.
Here they come.
They're filling up.
Yep. So we will begin this second quarter. First quarter went very quickly with East Brunswick keeping the ball on the ground. And they will have the ball faced with a third. Well, they haven't even.
Yeah, about a 3rd and 4.
Third and 4.
Yep.
Okay. I actually see a few different faces in that line for Piscataway. Davis is out. There's Nixon up the middle to Garcia, and he gets good yards for an East Brunswick first down. We gotta start naming some of those offensive linemen for East Brunswick because they are certainly doing the job. Number 78 I see out there, and that is. Well, let's see how. I see how we have it listed. Okay, Nick Zaguzda, is this pronounced?
That's
okay. We'll pick him up as we go along here because they're certainly making the difference. A first down for East Brunswick. Nixon keeps it and wrapped up in the backfield.
I think that might be the first loss of yards for East Brunswick today.
That was a loss of about 3 yards. Now they have the marker as 4th down. It's actually 2nd down.
Loss of 3 yards. 2nd down and 13.
It's hard to see some of these. Number 76, that's Tom Correa. That's a familiar name.
Yeah.
Second and 13, we'll call it. Nixon gives it up the middle. Nothing there going there. We'll maybe give him a short gain. So gain of 1, make it 3rd and 12.
At the worst here, if East Brunswick doesn't get a first down, at least they changed the field position somewhat, took more time off the clock.
Exactly.
So
now you would think this is a passing situation, but a very, very talented defensive backfield for Piscataway. You got to watch it when you throw the ball. Give is to Zhang on a
little counter there.
Counter to the right, and he's met just about at the line of scrimmage.
Stayed in bounds there, so they're keeping the clock running here.
That will be the first time that East Brunswick does not manage to get a first down. So they will punt the ball. Looks like Anthony Mariani will be, check that, Sergio Garcia will be the punter. Fox and number 25. That would be David Wells deep. Almost blocked.
Ooh, not a good one.
Yeah, well, I think Garcia had to adjust his kicking range based on the fact that number 22, James White, was storming in. So the Chiefs will get the ball for the second time with 9:19 left to go in the second quarter. They are down 7-0. And East Brunswick will go on defense once again.
One thing that would be a little interesting to see is if this size of the Piscataway line eventually, both offensively, defensively, bears down at all.
Absolutely. That is what Piscataway likes to do, is just to keep on pushing. But so far, they've really, what do we have here?
I'm not sure what just happened there. I don't.
I think the ball went out of bounds.
I think they're just re-spotting where where the ball went out. I didn't see a flag or anything.
Well, it's a very nice spot.
Yeah. I definitely thought it was at least 5 yards past that, but.
So it's on the Piscataway 49-yard line where the Chiefs will begin. This is Logan at quarterback. He's going to throw it out here to Terrence Fox. Gets around one man. And another nice block. I thought he got clipped there. They don't call it. Fox still on his feet. Finally brought down.
Number 2 for Piscataway, Terrence Fox on the reception.
I think you're going to see Piscataway try to get the ball in his hands any way they can.
Yeah, he's an explosive weapon. Not much used this year.
And East Brunswick, you know, had a chance at a couple tackles. Need to make that initial tackle there.
So a first down for Piscataway advances the ball to the East Brunswick, let's say 17-yard line. Quick pass. There's a give up the middle to Gerard, and that any running play for Piscataway that tests that middle is not working.
East Brunswick is getting great penetration there. Number 34, Garcia, again, got in the backfield right away.
Right. Maybe a half-yard gain.
Really, Piscataway's got all their yards on the fringes here. Nothing really up the middle.
Second and 9. The give. That's Gerard, and he's tripped up.
A nice tackle there.
Yeah, short gain, maybe a couple. And Piscataway faced with another third down. Now, remember the last time they had a third down, they didn't make it, and then they went on fourth down in a similar situation and failed to convert on that one.
That was Randy Varbella with the tackle there,
okay.
number 26.
Thank you. 3rd and 8, we'll call it. Piscataway on the 15-yard line of East Brunswick. Fox going to pitch it to Gerard to the left, and they got him. Good coverage by East Brunswick. Really getting the job done nicely.
Yeah, they're getting great penetration.
And you know, you had Davis leading the way right there. He was stood up. It's a 4th down and 8, 7 maybe. So East Brunswick's defense playing spirited football. We have a timeout on the field. It looks like Piscataway is going to talk this over. 7:14 to go in the first quarter. East Brunswick 7-0 lead and looking to shut down Piscataway one more time. Chiefs facing a long 4th down here. Wow.
I would think if I were Piscataway here, maybe try to get that ball again to number 6, that 6'6" player, Hopkins.
Well, the question in my mind is, do you take the chance and throw it, or do you keep it on the ground?
Yeah, I mean, I would throw it. I thought they had him open last time, and he had his hands on the ball. Plus, if East Brunswick had single coverage, I'll take a jump ball with him against, you know, the 5'8", 5'9" defensive back for East Brunswick. So maybe if you're East Brunswick here, you shade a safety over there, maybe, you know, double cover him.
Piscataway back onto the field. You know, one player that I've been noting has done a good job is Chris Santiago, number 72.
You're right. We were talking about what his job was, and he's doing a nice job on Davis there.
Yep. All right, here's your 4th down play. 4th and 7 for Piscataway. Logan, there's the reverse. I think East Brunswick has it covered.
Yep, they do.
And Fox still on his feet, however, gets away. Still has him. They have him bottled up. Oh my gosh, did he get into the end zone?
Yes.
How did this happen? It almost seemed like East Brunswick just gave up on it.
Touchdown, Piscataway, number 2.
Boy, that is one for the highlight reels. I'd like to see that again.
Number 2.
It was if Fox vaulted to the left and then just sort of slowed up into like a jog.
And a Piscataway, touchdown.
Wow, that's a very deflating touchdown. I thought East Brunswick had him trapped at least 2 times.
I thought a couple guys had him. They just weren't able to grab him.
Well, that was probably about a 40-yard run for a 13-yard touchdown, maybe?
Yeah.
17 yards? And the kick is no good. So East Brunswick holds on to the lead. That did not look pretty.
Point is no good. That's it. And the score.
Tell you, it's deflating for East Brunswick right there. You have a 4th down, you give a touchdown, but I think with that missed extra point, it gives you a little bit of life that you still have the lead here. So I think that missed extra point might be a little bit more important, you know, than it usually is. Because I think East Brunswick's real down. You look at the scoreboard, missed extra point, you're still winning the game. So it's got to help out East Brunswick a little bit there.
The girls volleyball team here at East
All righty, so
coached by
East Brunswick now ahead 7-6.
currently undefeated.
I'm still shaking my head over that run by Terrence Fox. We're all like looking at each other saying, what happened there?
September 30th.
Well, it's a good lesson for the kids to keep on playing until the whistle blows. Maybe they all thought that Fox had been, you know, brought down.
6 and 2.
Well, whatever. It's 7-6.
Afternoon, September 30th. That's at J.P. Stevens High School.
And 6:54 now to go in the second quarter of play. East Brunswick will get the ball one more time, try to take more time off the clock and advance the ball down the field. Petit will handle the kickoff for the Chiefs.
I was looking too on that touchdown, maybe a flag. You know, when he runs that much, sometimes you get a clip or something happen. You know.
I understand what you're saying. Kick is gathered in by Zhang on about his own 10. He cuts to the left, but they got him. Good team speed demonstrated by Piscataway.
And I think you can see too, just looking from the Piscataway players and how they're running off the field, that you know, touchdown definitely gives them a little bit of momentum.
Oh,
and
it
energy.
has to. You know, to think that you were stopped and then all of a sudden to see your running back emerge and go right into the end zone is very, very dispiriting for East Brunswick, and as you mentioned, quite a lift for Piscataway. So the Bears are deep in their own territory on their own 14-yard line, we'll say. Honestly, they don't need to do anything different offensively.
No.
Just keep on
You're right.
looking at their checks. There's Garcia. Gets it maybe about 3 yards on the play. What I have noticed is that Anthony Davis is now not going both ways now. They have him on the sidelines with the defense. Gain of about 3 yards on the play for Sergio Garcia. 2nd and 7.
3 yards for Garcia. 2nd down and 7.
Nixon gives it up the middle one more time. Good yards.
Yeah, nice hard run there.
Yep. Changing things up a bit because Piscataway was concentrating too much on the quarterback, making the adjustments. Garcia is going to be short of the first down by about 1 yard.
Terrence Fox for the Chiefs. A gain of 6.
Like we said before, these are the big conversions here. 3rd and short for East Brunswick.
All right, now Piscataway puts its 2 big boys in. Davis, number 70, and number 78, Takumba Pratt-Davies, both 300-plus linemen. And Nixon keeps it. Good move. Did he make enough, though? Yeah, it looks like he did.
They gave him forward progress there. Should have it.
That was good execution by East Brunswick. We have one player for the Bears slow to get up. Number 79 for the Bears. That's Jeremy Bloom.
Yeah, it looks like he's got something with his arm there, a broken arm. He's got a big pad on it, on his left arm there.
So the Bears get a first down, and
big first down.
Temporarily, yeah, big
right?
first
After
down. Gets them out of trouble.
Exactly. Clock keeps moving. keep that Piscataway offense off the field.
All right, temporary timeout here. Officials want to talk things over.
Official timeout.
You know, the head official is walking over to the sideline of Piscataway. Don't know what this is about.
Yep, this is a sideline warning.
Warning,
here.
okay. They're asking them to step back.
And for our cheerleaders and coach.
So after that, it's a foul, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, they'll get a penalty. Usually they do that just, I think, during the game. I don't remember them really stopping the clock to do that, but
it is 7-6 East Brunswick. 4:38 left to go in the second quarter. Nixon gives the ball to Garcia. Check that.
looked like that might have been Taco, number 30.
Okay. He gets little.
Number 30 for East Brunswick on the carry. That's Bobby.
Tell me a little bit about Bobby Tago.
Oh, I just know the Woodbridge game, East Brunswick was down 6-0 to start, and right before the half, he had a big kickoff return, real deep into Woodbridge territory, and then Nixon, ran it in, and he's also tied for the lead with 13 tackles on defense. So,
all right, the officials called timeout, and I think this is what the referee is going to give him his talk about sportsmanship. As things have been getting progressively more interesting out there, let's just say.
I like East Brunswick's attitude, though. They're not backing down at all tonight.
Right. So no gain on the play, make it 2nd and 10. Nixon gives the ball up the middle. Taco again. And gets about maybe 3 yards on the play before he's brought down. Tackled by Pratt Davies. So a 3rd and long for the Bears.
This might be the time if East Brunswick has maybe a play up their sleeve or something here.
Right.
Maybe get Eckhart a look here. This might where you might want to try it.
Nixon thought about it. Going to keep it himself. Got some yards, but not enough for the first down. And it'll be another kicking situation for the Bears. So perhaps Piscataway is starting to figure out this East Brunswick offense.
Number 70, Anthony Davis for Piscataway. Gain of 2 yards. That brings up a 4th down.
So it'll be a punting situation for East Brunswick. Piscataway should get the ball in good field position. The hope for East Brunswick is to keep Piscataway out of there so Garcia can get off a kick.
Right.
Last time, I think he advanced the ball maybe 10 yards. They look like they're gonna come. That was a good kick for East Brunswick. And brought back by Petit, who does the kicking for Piscataway. He's on the receiving end this time. And the Chiefs will take over the ball at the East Brunswick 46-yard line. With 2:13 left to go in the second quarter, Bears holding on to a 7-6 lead. Scoring for East Brunswick came midway, with about 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Nixon vaulted over from 6 yards out. The point was good to make it 7-0. Piscataway came back at the 6:54 mark of the second quarter when Terrence Fox ran the ball from 15 yards in and around. Extra point was missed. It was 7-6. Now they're starting to do the things that you expect Piscataway to do, and that is run the ball and advance the ball up the middle with really nothing except forward blocking. Petit, the ball carrier. And he gets what, maybe 4 yards on the play?
Yeah, about 4.
Yeah.
It's a big possession for both teams here.
Well, you know what? The clock could be a factor here. We have 1:40 left to go, and Piscataway can't take its sweet time. Give is up the middle one more time, and it looks like Gerard is the ball carrier. Gets a couple, but not a first down.
And Piscataway just called a timeout there.
Okay, I think they have 1 remaining, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Yep.
So if you're East Brunswick, Rich, you got to watch. Maybe let me answer my question.
Go ahead.
Okay, 2 tries at the middle. All right, you got a minute 28 left to go. 2 downs, right? Basically, do you continue to push the ball forward, or now do you try to use your speed and go to the outside?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, they're probably in a territory here that if they don't get it, I would imagine with the time on the clock that they probably go for it anyway. And if they do get a first down running the ball in high school, the clock does stop. So, I would say they probably, run the ball, maybe give him a little hitch to Fox and let him pick up maybe a safe pass, if anything, there.
I say get the ball in Terrence Fox's hands any way you can. We've
I'll tell
already
you,
seen what he can do.
after what we saw he did. Woof. They might throw that little hitch to Fox here. That was the same formation that earlier they did with number 6 blocking ahead of him.
All right, here we go. 3rd down. Logan looks like he's going to throw it. Fades to the right. And they just got him just in enough time. That was Sergio Garcia. Got Logan just as he put the ball in the air, and that was enough to cause it to go to the ground. So it is a 4th down. 4 yards to go still. A minute 19 left. And now Piscataway has to convert this. Give credit to East Brunswick's defense. They have done a credible job this first half. Here's your 4th down play. Now you have Logan in a shotgun. First time we've seen this. He fades back. And there's a fade out to number 20. Gerard gets away, but not enough. And East Brunswick holds. Good defense. And that was, who was that made that initial hit on Gerard?
Number 26 for East Brunswick there. That was Randy Varbelow. And then, what, East Brunswick did a much better job there. He made good contact, wasn't quite able to wrap him up, but then you had the East Brunswick defense pursuing and making sure he didn't get that first down.
All right, so with a minute 9 left to go in this first half, East Brunswick ahead 7-6 with the ball, and they will try to take clock off, not allow Piscataway to get possession. They should be able to do that. I think the Chiefs have 1 timeout. There's Nixon with it. Dances around actually his own blocker. Hops over top of him and gets a couple of yards. And the clock continues to run. We're under a minute.
If I were East Brunswick here, Piscataway only has 1 timeout left to stop the clock. You have all yours. I would try either maybe here or maybe on 3rd down. Throw one deep here.
Second down. 30 seconds to go. Nixon is going to throw it, or at least he thinks he will. Elects to hold on to the ball, however, and probably a good decision.
Number 7, Randall Nixon.
I think East Brunswick might be satisfied with just going in the locker room up 7-6.
Nixon up a little slow, maybe purposely so. And that probably is going to be the last play unless Piscataway stops the clock. And they will not. So that is the end of the first half, and surprisingly so, East Brunswick with the lead, 7-6 over Piscataway. Richie, I go back to what you said before when East Brunswick converted on that first touchdown drive. It was what they were able to do, and they've continued to some extent to use ball control offense successfully, and that's something that Piscataway has to address in the second half.
Oh, big time. East Brunswick really, if you look at it, dominated for the most part that first half, aside from the one play with Fox.
Oh, boy. Wouldn't you like to have that one back?
Man. And
that was a 4th down play, was it not?
4th down play.
Yeah.
But, that's a game of football. You see it many times where teams get totally dominated. I was watching the Jets game last week with the Bills, and the Bills had first time in NFL history a losing team at home had a quarterback with over 300 yards passing and a running back with over 150 yards rushing, but they lost the game. East Brunswick isn't quite doing that, but they really dominated that half. Should be up 7-0 except for the one play. So although I think the missed extra point by Piscataway really helped East Brunswick get a little momentum back.
All right, good analysis of that first half, and not a lot of action, certainly on the scoreboard, but a lot of action on the field from East Brunswick's perspective. We're going to take a break here now. It is halftime at J. Doyle Field. East Brunswick 7, Piscataway 6. We will be back with the second half kickoff right after this. All right, back here at J. Doyle Field, we are set to begin the second half between East Brunswick and Piscataway in a Greater Middlesex Conference Red Division game. This is Jimmy Allinder being joined by Rich Whalen, and we look at the scoreboard, Rich, and it says East Brunswick 7, Piscataway 6. That is a surprise. Yeah,
definitely. Coming into the game, I knew East Brunswick was a much improved team from last year, but you know, the way Piscataway has played this year and in the past, some of the players they had coming back, it's a little bit surprising to see East Brunswick ahead.
It was surprising to see the Bears take the opening kickoff and drive the length of the field, consuming nearly, well, I think 7 minutes of the 12-minute quarter. They scored with about 3:54, I think it was.
Yeah, around 4 minutes.
Something like that. To go and notched a 7-0 lead on Randall Nixon's 6-yard run. Piscataway came back and was able to score with about midway through the second half, but they did not convert on their extra point. What was surprising was East Brunswick seemingly had the Chiefs stopped on a 4th down, but Terrence Fox took the ball every which way and finally found the end zone. And
yeah, like you
that's
said,
where we are.
Yeah, like you said earlier, he probably won 40, 50 yards for a 13-yard reception or whatever it was.
So East Brunswick will kick off. That is Jason Gonzalez. Check that. That is Lucian Iskra, I guess it would be, who will kick off for the Bears to begin the second half. It's a low winding kick, gathered in the air by Petit. You got to watch him. He's good. And he's off to the races, finally stopped. Is there, moment. The way they were scrambling, I thought it might be a fumble on the play, but Piscataway will immediately start off the second half with good field position on the East Brunswick 42-yard line. And you get the feeling, Rich, that Piscataway wants to get into a no-nonsense mode.
Yeah, I would have loved to be in that locker room, too, to hear Coach Higgins what he had to say.
Yeah. So we'll, as you say, look at the body language and see how things are as we begin the second half. Logan will give the ball to a slashing number 2, Fox, who's in the backfield now.
Yep.
Interestingly.
A little adjustment there. Nice tackle by Taco. But I always like to see second half the adjustments that both teams make. And like you said there, they're getting Fox in the backfield and getting them the ball.
You know, it's kind of interesting that they can put somebody like Fox in the backfield. You know, if he has not had repetitions, that connection between the quarterback and the running back isn't a given.
Something to look for.
Second down, we'll say 4. Give is again to Fox. He's tripped up, but lunges forward for about 2 yards. That'll make it 3rd down. Well, it's obvious that off these first 2 plays, Piscataway wants to get the ball in the hands of its best offensive weapon. That's Terrence Fox. And they want to utilize the blocking up front of Anthony Davis for one. And, you know, seemingly they have the advantage on the offensive line.
Right, for most of the first half, which they didn't do.
3rd and 3 for the Chiefs. Underway here in the second half. Give is to Fox. He just went right around the East Brunswick defensive player. And that was the intention of Piscataway, to get Fox in the open field. And boy, he did his job. So there you go. With less than a minute and a half gone in the second half, Piscataway now takes the lead. They're ahead 13-7. Let's see if they go for 1 or 2. Logan is remaining on the field, so they're going to go for 2. Correction, it's still 12-7. They have to make these 2 points to make it 14. Logan will call signals under center. No, he elects to keep it. He's got room if he wants to run it in, and he does. And Piscataway now takes the lead, 14-7.
Little bit of a breakdown there by East Brunswick on that play. didn't have any containment there. We're going with the ball, so you don't want to see those kind of breakdowns. If the guy makes a play and you know is athletic and can get by you, that's one thing. But you don't want to see those breakdowns where you don't do your assignment there.
Well, we have about 23 yards on that touchdown run. I'm going to say.
Yeah, I think right the 25. The guy with the stick was still on the 25-yard line.
All right, so a 25-yard touchdown run by Terrence Fox, his second of the game, by the way. The 2 points were good to make it 14-7 Piscataway, and now East Brunswick will have its first opportunity to touch the ball in the second half. Rich, I don't think you change anything if you're East Brunswick.
I agree. You know, it worked in the first half. You were able to move the ball, take time off. You can't look at the scoreboard now if you're East Brunswick and you can get worried that you're down 14-7. You got to keep doing the same things that you're capable of doing, and you know, don't worry that you're down a score.
All right, Chiefs will kick off. This is Petit. He's handled the kickoff duties for the Chiefs tonight. Gets off a end-over-end kick gathered in by Zhang at the 10. Cuts up the middle and advances the ball to about the 27-yard line, and that is where the Bears will begin their first opportunity of this second half. They find themselves down for the first time this evening, 14-7 over Piscataway. Game's been played close to the vest for the most part. East Brunswick keeping the ball on the ground. Piscataway with not a lot of possessions, but taking advantage of 2 of them for touchdowns. And that's where we are. Randall Nixon will be the quarterback, as he has for the entire game for East Brunswick. He's been their offensive weapon. And he looks like he wants to throw it. However, he's caught in the backfield. Lassoed by Anthony Scott. And that was just going through the lanes.
I tell you, that play took a little bit of time to develop as well.
Yeah.
Which allowed Piscataway to get in there and get some penetration.
So a loss of 5 on the play, making it 2nd and 15. And East Brunswick does not want to get itself into this type of situation where it's 2nd, 3rd, and long. That was a late give to, I believe, Garcia. It was. And he gets good yards. But again, you don't want to be in this situation where you have to rely on these types of plays to get your first down.
Yeah, got a good game there. Every time East Brunswick has run the ball, I mean, they for the most part, have been getting chunks of yards.
Right. But here you find yourself now with a 3rd and 9, maybe 3rd and 10. Well, let's see now. What do we have? Oh, okay, 3rd and 7.
Right.
Don't know whether they can do that again and, you know, get the first down. We'll see.
A little movement by the right guard there on East Brunswick.
Yep.
Penalty marker on the play. A false start indicated against East Brunswick. A 5-yard penalty.
So the penalty by East Brunswick will bring them back 5 yards, a penalty they did not need at that juncture, because now they're faced with a 3rd and 12.
Pretty clean game. I only remember one Piscataway penalty in the first half, and I believe that's the first penalty for East Brunswick so far.
Nixon gives the ball off and brought to the ground by Davis. He went clear across the field to make that tackle. That was impressive.
Just pretty impressive, like you said, for a guy 335 to be able to move on his feet like that.
Yep.
No gain on the play. 4th down and 12 for the Bears.
You kind of feel, though, he's going to make it as a college player, as an offensive player.
Yeah.
His quick feet will be used, I'm sure. There's a very slow developing. East Brunswick's going to have to do something about that center snap, Rich. I'm just looking at it and I'm saying, whoa. Somebody's going to notice that, and they're just going to bring the horses at poor Garcia in the backfield. All right, that punt went out of bounds and will give the ball to Piscataway once more on their own 48-yard line. There is 7:44 left to go in this third quarter, and East Brunswick needs a stop now.
This is really a big defensive possession for East Brunswick here.
Absolutely.
Stop the bleeding here.
Fox is still the deep back. He with the ball. Cuts through the middle. And I don't know if they're going to catch him. He just separates himself and puts into the end zone his third touchdown. Wow, that was impressive.
Well, I'll tell you, very impressive. Nice adjustment by Piscataway, putting them in the backfield and getting them the ball.
Fox with a 52-yard run. Nothing fancy there. He just got through the first layer of East Brunswick's defense and then separated himself. Touchdown coming at the 7:29 mark. And you can just see the air coming out of this field, certainly on the East Brunswick side. All right, let's see. Are they going to try that extra point again? Looks like it will be. No, they're going to go for 2. Toss around the middle. Well, should have been caught, quite honestly. Went through the hands of Russ Hopkins. So the extra point is no good, and the score remains Piscataway 20, East Brunswick 7. All right, we've seen now Piscataway sort of, it looks whatever went on in that locker room at the halftime. The message was brought home clear.
Couple notes for East Brunswick sports teams here. Girls soccer and Coach Brady currently 6-2 on the season. Their next game is tomorrow at JP Stevens, which will be a 1 o'clock start.
That would be Saturday.
Saturday, right. Okay. And they defeated Lawrence Prep yesterday 2-1. Boys soccer and Coach McGibbon are 4-3-1. Their next game is Saturday the 30th at JP Stevens. Early start, 10:30 a.m. Boys cross country and Coach Harnett. Don't have a record on them, but their next meet is also on this Saturday at Warnaco Park in Elizabeth. And we'll get to some of those others a little bit later.
Okay, Chiefs kick off once more. Gathered in by Zhang. And he cuts to the right. Is met and actually does a very nice job of driving back the would-be tackler. You got to give him a lot of credit for just ramming his head up the middle on that one.
You see a lot of those returners, which I hate, who slow down. He didn't slow down there.
Nope. And the Piscataway tackler got the brunt of that one. Ball is on about the 23-yard line where the East Brunswick Bears will take over. They trail now 20-7. 2 quick scores by the Chiefs in the third quarter have notched them the lead. And now East Brunswick finds itself in a catch-up position. Nixon at quarterback. Calling signals. He's going to keep the ball and turn it upfield, and that's what East Brunswick did right in its first scoring drive.
And I still think even you're down, 2 scores here, I still think you have to do this for a couple reasons. You've been successful doing it. It's what you do well. You can't try to do something that you don't do as well. So even though you're down, you can't panic, and you just have to, methodically move the ball down the field.
Precisely. Second down, 7. Give us up the middle. Nice cut by Garcia, still on his feet. And that was a good run by the senior captain to bring it up to a first down for East Brunswick on the 40-yard line. They needed that one.
Big time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that winning 50-50 ticket number is 867-315. Once again, 867-315.
Bears will take over again here. Nixon keeps it. They collapse very quickly that time.
Randall Nixon stopped
You notice the deep backs coming up real soon. That might be something that East Brunswick could exploit.
Actually, a 1 yard gain.
And I kind of like what they did a couple times in the first half, where they, got the ball to the back, kind of flaring out a little bit. A nice, safe, pass and giving them a little room to run.
315. Thank you for supporting the East Brunswick Booster Club.
I mean, I'm looking at Fox as the deep back. You've got Petit to one end, and number 24 is sort of a monster. He was the one that made that last tackle, and he's committing very early. And Nixon wants to throw it. Oh, don't know about that one. Oh, Lord. He threw on his back foot.
Right.
And didn't get a lot on it. And luckily for East Brunswick, the Piscataway player did not come down with the ball, or that would have been an interception.
Yeah, and in that type of play, you really got to get the ball out a little bit quicker there in order to get a completion.
Yeah, it was slow developing. So East Brunswick is faced with a third down. They are going to need 10 yards to convert this first down. Nixon in a shotgun. Well, that was a holding penalty.
Yeah, the ref let it go.
Yeah, he did. Well, some of the fans are... I think that's from upstairs, is it not? Okay.
Yeah.
That would be the Piscataway spotters. So it's an incomplete pass nonetheless.
It's kind of funny. Earlier in the game, Piscataway was walking off the field. Now East Brunswick has that look where,
Yep. Yeah. So the incomplete pass, fourth down. Garcia, now they've got to get this center snap just a little bit quicker. Or this is going to get blocked. She almost blocked it. Okay, gathered in.
Uh-oh.
Fox. He smartly gets out of bounds rather than trying to turn it upfield. But Piscataway in a situation they have found more than once this second half, and that's ball in good field position. So now, Richie, you mentioned, how fatigue could, enter into this game. This East Brunswick defense has been on the field an awful lot in the third quarter.
Yes, they have. They haven't been able to really, move the ball like they were in the first half.
So that can make it tough. We'll see. Logan gives it up the middle. That was a very, very nice run.
Number 20 for Piscataway. Number 20 is.
So a first down for the Chiefs.
Number 20, Barry Garrard on the carry. Gain of 13 yards and a Piscataway Chief first down.
All right, a first down for the Chiefs on the 39-yard line. Logan. And this time, Gerard is met in the backfield. You could see that play was not developing the way Piscataway intended. So the loss on the play will bring the ball back to the 42-yard line, making it second down and 12.
First to the tackle was number 30.
East Brunswick certainly not giving up here.
No, you're right. They're still playing hard.
Yep.
Second and 12.
Very impressed by their linebacker play, particularly Garcia. They've been able to get in the backfield. Logan gives the ball to Gerard. This time he has good running room.
Number 20 for Piscataway, Barry Garrard on the carry.
Tony Logan hasn't had to do all that much tonight, has he?
No,
Rich?
not really. Hand the ball off and, got Fox the ball a couple times for some big plays. But
Certainly he hasn't been put in the position that his counterpart Randall Nixon has.
no.
3 for the Chiefs.
So you find it, third down and
They're in about 3.
3 yards to go. Ball's on the 32-yard line of East Brunswick. That one, I don't know what happened there. Well, somehow it looks like he got enough yards.
Looked almost like he was bobbling the ball a little bit.
There you go.
Inside run. A gain of 3 yards on the play.
Looks like they're going to measure here to make sure.
Okay.
Timeout for
Clock showing 2:29 to go in the third quarter. It is 20-7. Piscataway on top. Now they were behind 7-6 at halftime, but have come out here to score 2 quick touchdowns, or maybe more accurately, Terrence Fox has scored 2 quick touchdowns. He has been responsible for all the touchdown runs for Piscataway.
Just to finish up a couple of those teams, girls
Sure.
cross country and Coach Talbot. Their next meet is this Saturday, also at Warnaco Park in Elizabeth. Field hockey team and Coach Todoroff are 2-2-2, and their next match is on October 3rd, which is a Tuesday versus South Brunswick. And girls tennis with Coach Grant are 8-0, #1 in the state. I know they have the GMC's this weekend finals, and their next match is Wednesday against Woodbridge.
All right, here's your third down. Logan, I want to give the ball off to Gerard. He's got some good running room there. He's starting to find his rhythm.
Yeah, and he's been a big part of what Piscataway has done the first 3 weeks. Was kind of shut down a little bit in the first half, but doing a nice job this half.
Barry Gerard, a 5'7", 165-pound junior. Not carrying a whole lot of weight, but getting the job done and possesses a lot of speed. So a first down for Piscataway as they continue to move the ball. The clock kicking down to 1:40 left to go in the third quarter. There's Garcia again. Boy, I'll tell you what, he hasn't given up.
He's probably had about 10 tackles already, I would say, at least.
And a bunch of them tackles behind the line of scrimmage for losses.
stop for no gain. Number 34, Sergio Garcia, the first to the tackle.
So a
Third down and 2.
3rd and 2, we'll call it. This is Logan. And Garcia almost had him. Logan, they got him this time.
He's down.
Yep. Rolled around.
Piscataway quarterback, number 12, Tony.
Take nothing against Tony Logan, but
Oh yeah, there is something against. I just
I'm
don't
saying
see
he's going
it.
to Maryland. And
Division I? No, I'm not seeing speed.
And that
Certainly not good decision making there. Yeah, we can say it, Rich. I mean, if it's kind to say that Tony Logan is 5'11", 175, that they list him on the program. Now that's not to say he's not going to show us. I mean, he could score 4 touchdowns in the last quarter, but right now I'm just not seeing it.
right.
ladies and gentlemen,
All right, there is a timeout on the field here as the Chiefs faced with a 4th down. Call timeout.
at JP Stevens, 10:30.
East Brunswick, after game with Piscataway tonight, will play October 6th against at home against JP Stevens.
That's a week from tonight.
Then they'll go to South Brunswick next week and finish up with Sayreville at home, and then 3 away games at Edison, at North Brunswick, and the Thanksgiving game at Old Bridge.
And by that time, we'll start to pay more attention to Central Jersey Group 4.
Correct.
Now, you should note that Piscataway is not in Central Jersey. They're
No.
in North Jersey,
Right.
so they don't enter into the equation. So the Bears, they could do some damage. This is a 4th down.
Uh-oh.
It looks like Gerard is going to get that first down, or is he? Let's
Yeah,
see.
he got it.
Yeah, he got it.
For Piscataway, David Garrard,
You try to cover your bases as much as possible.
number 20 is actually Barry.
You're looking for the pass. You're looking for the inside run. You're looking for Fox.
Yeah, it's
And you
got a lot of weapons.
There you go. And then I think that's what happened there.
East Brunswick 10.
It's like pick your poison.
Piscataway Chief.
So a first down goal just inside the 10-yard line. Clock showing 19 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Give is up the middle to Gerard. He's met, bounces off one tackle, and it's going to loft into the end zone. And if there's one thing about, we can say, you know, from a critical sense, East Brunswick has not been really sharp on its tackling in some situations.
You're right, especially this second half.
Yeah.
There's been a number. I mean, if you want to look at it, great play in the first half by Fox, but there was also a few missed tackles there as well.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it could be the fatigue factor. So Gerard, a 10-yard run with just 12 seconds left to go, and Piscataway posts 3 touchdowns in this quarter with an exclamation mark, so to speak. Score now 26-7. They will again go for 2. Logan drops back, throws it, and caught by Fox.
Point conversion is good. Logan completes.
Well, 28-7 is the score.
You might not see Piscataway the rest of the year, maybe, unless they get a new kicker, kick that extra point.
I was going to say.
Piscataway 28.
You know, kicking game or lack thereof can haunt a team, especially when it gets into situations like playoffs.
I'll tell you what, too. I mean, you see it enough in college, in NFL, but how many teams really have a legitimate kicker in high school football? You don't see many that can, you know, even consistently make extra points, so let alone make, you know, 20 or 30-yard field goals.
Right. So the score now, with 12 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Piscataway 28, East Brunswick 7. Poteet will kick off again. This is his third time this quarter. And we'll see if Mr. Zhang elects to utilize the same strategy as before, and that's full speed ahead. He's been the one that has caught the ball. I think maybe Tosi is one time. Or Taco. Here we go. This time, Toko does get it. And he pulled up, did he not? Yeah.
Looked like he might want to cut it back, and then by that time.
So 5 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
5-yard line. Bears will take over first and 10. The girls volleyball team, coached by Ms. Strauss.
Bears will get off one play before the conclusion of this third quarter.
Their next game, Saturday, September 30th.
Got to be impressed with this Piscataway team. They really have a lot of weapons. Let's see, Nixon with it, still on his feet.
Number 7, Randall Nixon.
And that was a nice gain by the senior quarterback.
He is stopped by Piscataway, number 22.
So that is the end of the third quarter. Piscataway 28, East Brunswick 7. We've got 12 minutes of football left.
Harry, good for a gain of 6 yards.
And if you're Marcus Borden, Rich,
Out to the East
first and foremost, you make sure that your team does not go through the motions. I mean, yeah, they're down by 3 scores. It is a tough road to climb against this type of team because they're an excellent team.
Right.
But beyond that, East Brunswick has to make sure that they, you know, play with the same type of intensity, or people can get hurt if they relax too. That's another thing.
Hey, and you know, it's still early in the season.
Sure.
East Brunswick's still in good shape. 2-1. You know, there's still a lot of winnable games on their schedule.
Let me look at that schedule one more time, if I may. All right, I see it. Okay. I'm going through my head. I'm looking at PowerPoints. Next week's game against J.P. Stevens looms large because you figure the Hawks are going to win a few games. South Brunswick is having its troubles this year.
Yeah, they lost their back. You know, Davidson, which hurt.
Yeah, we'll be back here on the 20th of October to look at that Saraville game, and depending on how the Bombers fare, they're going to be going up against Piscataway a week from tonight. You got Edison, which has had its troubles, and then North Brunswick. Oh, let's see what we got here. Is that considered to be a forward pass? No. Yes, it is. Okay, incomplete pass. They tried to get it to Garcia to begin the third quarter, but the play was just not developing.
I think the one.
Well, they're going to talk about it now.
I mean, I thought it was a backward pass. They're gonna say it was a forward pass.
So that'll make it second down. Check, third down. That's right. This is the second play of the second play of the fourth quarter, but the third play of the series. Third and what? Maybe 4 yards to go? Okay. This is Nixon in a shotgun formation. Looks to throw. Can't find anybody, so he has to keep it and drag down. Maybe around the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss. Nonetheless, East Brunswick's offense has slowed down here. Probably more due to Piscataway than anything else.
Yeah, Randall Nixon has played a great game. He just doesn't look comfortable, and I know he hasn't had a lot of time to pass the ball, but hasn't really looked comfortable throwing the ball, and seems to be hesitating a little bit with, his decisions there.
So Garcia will be back deep to punt once more. This is kind of when you want Josh Miller back there, huh?
Yeah, that would.
High snap, but they elect not to rush. Going to be gathered in, fumbled by Fox. Still avoids one tackle. It's hard to bring him down. Hey, speaking of Josh Miller, if we can get our camera crew to get to the scoreboard, hope you guys are listening. You're going to find two numbers up on the scoreboard there. Number 7, which is Heather O'Reilly. There you go. That's her jersey to the left. Heather, of course, the member of the U.S. women's national soccer team at the University of North Carolina. And then there's Josh Miller's number to the right, number 6. Josh, believe it or not, he wasn't a punter when he was playing for East Brunswick here. How's that for a story? He was the place kicker, an extra point kicker for the Bears.
I believe at Arizona he was both the punter and the kicker as well.
Okay, but Josh Miller, of course, of the New England Patriots, played formerly for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and just a great story.
Yeah,
success story.
Has had a great career.
Yes, he has, and still going at it.
Yeah.
So our congratulations to those two East Brunswick athletes. Maybe at one point we can have a little conversation on who else should be joining that elite group. I have my own thoughts, but I'll save them. Okay, we have a second down and 12. That was a loss on that play. So we see a couple of new jerseys in for Piscataway. Logan gives to number 5. That's the first time I've called his number tonight. That would be 5, Dante Walker. He gets good yardage. Maybe a yard or two shy of the first down as the clock continues to run. 9:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. Piscataway up 28-7, as you see on your screen.
That's one of the advantages for Piscataway. They can bring these guys in who would, probably start on other teams, and their depth is also really tough.
Logan looks like he's going to throw it deep, and seems like Fox was slowed up a bit.
Yeah, I think that might have been number 7 there. Was that Fox too?
Seemed like it was, but you know what? It's not. We do not have good sight lines.
Number 7 there.
Okay, fine. That would be Gerard Gray. So that's a 4th down, and looks like Chiefs want to go for it. As well they should. Logan gives up the middle, and there's Walker again, high-stepping his way to a first down. So this drive will continue for Piscataway.
Well, it's been a tale of two halves a little bit here, huh, Jimmy?
Certainly has, and you know, I think Piscataway had a lot of weapons to begin with, and it was just a matter of putting the ball. We noticed that one of the adjustments that was made, that was a nice tackle.
Yeah, Garcia again.
Yeah, he's really playing just, you know, like the all-county performer that he is. I was going to say that the one thing that we noticed, the adjustment, was to get the ball in Terrence Fox's hands more, and he scored too quick touchdowns in the third quarter to put Piscataway ahead, and then the Gerard was on the third one. But that was probably the biggest adjustment, and
yeah.
It seemed like the blocking was a little bit more crisp for Piscataway.
Yeah, their energy was much better.
Yeah, and then Piscataway, and excuse me, East Brunswick may have worn down a little bit. Logan rolls to the left. He's being chased and brought down nicely. Again, I just don't. You would hope to see more from a Division I quarterback to be able to get away from would-be tacklers. I would have at least thrown the ball away, quite honestly. But he was dragged down.
You save yourself, what, about 12 yards there, right? You get rid of the ball?
At least. Well, we're nitpicking.
I guess the one good thing he did stay in bounds. Not that the
That's
contest
true.
is
That's
in doubt,
true.
but
That's true. That's true.
It would have been worse if he ran out of bounds.
Yeah. So we have a long third down here. There's the pitch to Walker. He has a seam and gets yards. Well, he's going to be 10 yards short. So you think that Piscataway would kick on this one. First time I think they've had the punt all night. No, check that. I think their first possession, they were stopped, were they not, Rich?
You know what? I think what happened was they went for it on fourth down and weren't able to get it.
All right, so you find I believe that number 6.
Yeah.
The tall one.
Right, Russ Hopkins.
Yeah, he's the deep punter for Piscataway. Again, we'll watch the special teams here. And it looks like East Brunswick's going to call timeout. How many do they have on the field there? It looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
12.
They had 12 on the field. Yep. That's usually why the coach calls timeout.
And you see Coach Borden there, still coaching here, not very happy. And I believe, I could be wrong, you might know better, is this Coach Bourne's 21st, 22nd year?
I think 1983 was his first season. So let me see. Do they mention that?
Oh, I'm wrong.
24th season.
Wow.
Comes in with a 116-106-1 record.
You know who that tie was against?
Wow. Do you?
No. Well, I know it was before when I played because they have that rule in now. The
exactly.
Overtime, so.
Whoa, there. You know, look at that. That's a problem. And he's just going to elect to go down. Not a good snap. First opportunity we had to see the Piscataway punting game, and I'm sure that someone is making note of this.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the special teams for Piscataway, that's something they need to work on. The missed extra point, that right there with the snap. So they have some stuff definitely that they need to work on.
Well, I'll tell you who specifically is looking at this game, and that's Phillipsburg, because Piscataway is in North Jersey Section 2, which Phillipsburg is in. And last year, Phillipsburg beat Piscataway in the final, and I'm sure they're watching. They've already went up, and I think did they not? Phillipsburg beat who was it? As that ball goes incomplete. Their first game of the year was I was watching it on Madison Square Garden Network, and they beat at that time the #1 team in the state.
Okay.
Bergen Catholic.
Yes. Yeah, they always have a good team up there.
Right.
Big wrestling town also.
Oh yes, but just as storied a football program. Bears with a second down as they look to get the quick strike here. Nixon's going to throw it, and he's caught.
Quarterback Randall Nixon is sacked by Piscataway, number
Clock running. Close to 6 minutes left to go in the contest.
Whereas the first half went by pretty quick, this half is a little bit slower here.
Yeah. So the Bears face with a 3rd and 12. Nixon, back to pass. Running for his life, and he actually slips and falls. Well, East Brunswick, I'm sure, on a 4th down will be going for it. No reason to punt here. What do you think?
What is this, about a 4th and 30?
No, okay.
I mean, I guess either way you look at it.
Yeah, okay. And punt they will. A lot of new faces in the game now. Garcia, no pressure, gets off a nice kick.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And let's see, that ball is going to bound into the end zone. And so the Piscataway Chiefs will take over on their own 20-yard line with 4:40 remaining in the contest. They hold now a comfortable 28-7 lead. It's getting a little chilly.
You're right.
For September? Interestingly, some of the first-team offense is in the game for the Chiefs. There goes a flag. Don't know why.
Penalty marker on the leg.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the signal.
Question is why, and who is it on?
Yeah, I didn't.
The official did not point in the direction.
Oh, they're walking back, so it's on Piscataway.
Well, there has been a lot of chatter going
right.
on out there, and maybe one of the Piscataway players said something on the way out to the field from the sideline, and official had already given them warning.
Is marked against Piscataway, a 10-yard penalty. The Chiefs will take over first. And
Logan continues to be the quarterback. Ball is on the 10-yard line. That was a half the distance.
Right.
Give to Gerard. He's got running room. He's built low to the ground, so right away he's going to be difficult to bring down. You got to have to meet him low.
Plus, he can just hide behind those offensive linemen at time.
Exactly. That's about a 14-yard gain, so it's...
And that's going to be it for number 70. He's going out now, Anthony Davis. So.
Okay. You wonder about him, whether maybe he was the culprit.
Yeah, maybe. It could be that.
Yeah, he's
They're
being
talking to him.
Yeah, yes, they are. Maybe the coach saw him do something on that play right there that he didn't like. It's all part of the maturity process. I mean, this is a high-profile individual who not only has aspiration. Oh, he's back in the game.
Might have just been one of those quick talks.
But you know, you're looking at somebody that possesses the physical tools to not only excel at the college level, but possibly beyond.
Who knows?
So, you know, right away now is the time to instill in him the type of skills, demeanor, call it what you want, so that he continues to be, you know, given that high-profile status. 3:20 to go as the clock continues to run. That might be a delay of game. Legal substitution?
Yep. Yes.
A 5-yard penalty against the Chiefs. It remains second down, second and 12 for Piscataway.
So a good effort by East Brunswick tonight to make this game respectable for at least one half, And I think they can hold their heads high, knowing that they can go at it with some of the best in the state.
You're right.
There's a give to Fox, that end around. And a nice tackle from behind by Garcia. Man, has he impressed me with his tackling ability tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Piscataway has all those players still in the game, you know? And
yeah.
even that play call there, I mean, I don't know.
But you going around the end?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
But
keep it between the tackles. Well, it is 28-7. You know, it's. You would think that the issue has been determined.
Third down and 5.
But yeah, my number one priority would be to take time off the clock,
Yep.
not to score more points. There's a flag on the play. Gerard caught by who else? Garcia. I'll tell you what, if I'm Piscataway, when I cross the field to shake hands with the other team, I give an extra strong shake to Sergio Garcia. That guy did not give up one time tonight.
Yeah, he played one heck of a game.
All right, they will talk about this with 1:56 left to go. We have an illegal procedure that's refused. So that means the clock continues to run. It'll be another 4th down, and we'll see if we have more adventures with the center snapping.
Looking ahead for Piscataway, should be an interesting game next week against Sayreville.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the Bombers are
and Sayreville
taking this one in.
Beat them last year also. So.
Well, we have a timeout. It's got to be lack of enough players on the field. Well, if you're East Brunswick's coach, Rich, what do you take away from a game like this?
I mean, looking at the first half, you, in my opinion, I don't want to maybe dominate's too strong of a word, but really had the upper hand that whole first half, with the exception of one play. So, you know, it's just a matter of playing a full 4 quarters for East Brunswick. You know, and the thing that you can really preach to them is they didn't do anything that they weren't capable of. Just simple moving the ball, no penalties, no turnovers, just doing the little things that you need to do to win.
All right, here we go again. That's a good center snap that time, and a wobbly kick. It's going to take a bounce. Hits the Piscataway player. So they'll probably mark it on about the 42, 43-yard line. East Brunswick will take over one more time with 1:23 left to go in this contest. They are down. The Bears are 28-7. Quickly the scoring. East Brunswick jumped out to a 7-0 lead on the opening drive of the game, and that's been the only time they've scored. Randall Nixon running in from 6 yards out. Point was good. Piscataway came back in the second quarter to make it 7-6 with Terrence Fox scoring, and then twice more Fox in the third quarter to extend the lead to 20-7, and then Gerard scored from 10 yards out to make it 28-7, and that's where we stand. Here's a screen pass to Garcia. He's got a little room up the middle of the field and advances the ball inside the Piscataway 40-yard line. So good run. But we have a flag back here now. What's this all about?
Maybe a late hit.
Well,
that's where
we were looking upfield at what Garcia was doing and didn't see in the back. So let's see. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Probably roughing the passer.
Yep.
So the ball will be advanced down to the 25-yard line. That's where it is. Clock continues to run. East Brunswick should be getting up on the ball. I'll tell you what, it'd be nice if they could score here.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Nixon in the shotgun. Going to throw it a little low, however. You know, when you're not a primary passing team.
They're giving it to him, though. They're giving it to him.
That was caught? All right. I stand corrected. I thought it was bounced off the ground, but he caught it. Nixon going to loft it in the end zone, and nobody there.
Oh, yeah, that's a flag. The guy just,
What happened?
he tackled him. It was a double move, a little out and up, and the D-back just.
Was intercepted in the end zone.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Penalty marker.
So that'll be an automatic first down for East Brunswick. That's why Fox was the only one in the end zone.
Right.
So the Bears here with 31 seconds. We'll have a. Excuse me. We're having trouble with our microphone here. They're going to have the ball inside the 10-yard line with an opportunity to score. Nixon looks in the end zone and caught for a touchdown.
Nice catch.
Yes, that by number 88. Was that Jason Gonzalez?
Number
Check that.
28, Eric Eckhart.
That was Eckhart. Good for East Brunswick. Eric Eckhart with his first reception of the evening, a 8-yard touchdown catch. Just 23 seconds left to go in this game. Makes the score now 28-13. East Brunswick not giving up. And remember, we were talking about how the East Brunswick team needs to stay focused. Well, they did. And they're rewarded with a touchdown here in the late going. That makes the score now certainly very respectable, 28-14.
And you could argue, say, all right, Piscataway maybe had not their full team in there. It's
No,
the end
I
of
was
the
looking
game.
at
It's
Rich.
not, but still.
They were on the field,
Yeah.
the first team.
Hey, that's something to build on if you're East Brunswick.
You betcha. Lessons to be learned. As you look, you can see Borden talking to his team with the same intensity that he'd have if they were up by 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
All right, East Brunswick will kick off. They haven't done this since the opening of the second half.
Yeah, it was when I was earlier. I was going to get some refreshments. I saw, which I hadn't seen really since I played. Greg Holheim, you remember him?
Oh, sure.
And he was along with a couple other players. Dave Kilkenny was with him.
Wow.
A couple other guys. So I hadn't seen Greg in a while. I bet you put a uniform on him right now, he could probably still do pretty well.
Wow, he was a very durable quarterback for East Brunswick. Led that to some great wins.
Yep.
It looks like an onside kick attempt by East Brunswick. There it is. Takes a bounce, but gathered in by number 3 for Piscataway. That's Deloach, Barry Deloach, and probably going to be one more play before this game concludes. All right, the stands start to empty here. Logan's still in the game, Rich. They're going to end it right there. Take a knee, and that will do it. As the clock ticks down. So the final score is going to be Piscataway 28, East Brunswick 14. Piscataway will move to 4-0 on the season, while East Brunswick drops its first contest and falls to 2-1. Rich, your thoughts on what you saw this evening?
Yeah, just kind of like how we said before, East Brunswick came out, great drive to start the game. Had played a great first half. One play which really hurt them, that got Piscataway back in the game, and then I think Piscataway kind of showed us what kind of team they were in the second half, and kind of just distanced themselves, and East Brunswick couldn't recover from that.
Yeah, and again, from a personal standpoint, I can't say enough about the play of Sergio Garcia and the heart that he showed tonight. Really a special player for East Brunswick, as is Randall Nixon. He showed what he can do when he's given the ball, and against a less formidable defense is going to get himself a lot of yards in the games remaining on the schedule. All right, that's going to do it here from J. Doyle Field. The final score, Piscataway 28, East Brunswick 14. For Rich Whalen, this is Jimmy Allinder saying thanks for being with us.